if you are a spoiled Niner fan, I got your back. You're allowed to be spoiled.
Sure.
35.2% of the NFC title games in history have included the 49ers. They've been to 4 of the last 5, yet we're supposed to be overwhelmingly thankful that we made it. I get it. They won. That's wonderful. They're hosting the NFC title game. That's the tail of the tape, so who cares how you got there or how it looks. But, our experience is our experience. And this is what being a 49er fan experience has been. We are not going to get all sentimental about winning a divisional round playoff game. So I get why a lot of 49er fans came out of that one. And I don't want to say have mixed feelings. There's only one feeling. You won. And so that's wonderful.
You.
But at the same time, you're looking at a goal of winning 2 more games, and that performance did not bring about the confidence that you were hoping to walk out of the weekend with. That's fair.
Yes, but if you carry that confidence or lack thereof into Sunday, that's a you problem because every game is different and every opponent is different. And I don't think that the 49ers are getting into Monday today and thinking, geez, man, we barely beat Green Bay. I'm not sure if we can win on Sunday against Detroit. I don't feel good about that being favored at home against a Lions team. So it's a fan thing. And I understand that Saturday was stressful. And you and I talked about it on Friday. And I said, I'm here for a last-second Jake Moody game winner. I'm here for that kind of game. And I worked all day. And I got home and I watched the game. And we got to the fourth quarter and they're down. And it doesn't look good. And Aaron Jones runs for 53 yards. And now Green Bay is in scoring position again. And you're thinking, oh, geez. If they score a touchdown here, now they're down 11. Kyle Shanahan doesn't come down. He doesn't come back from down 8 or more in the fourth quarter. He doesn't do that. So if Green Bay scores a touchdown here, this thing might be cooked. I was nervous. I was worried. And then Carlson misses the field goal, and you get the ball back with 6 minutes left, and I'm thinking, all right, here we go. Here we go, Brock. It's graduation day. It's time. And I know you've done it twice, but the last 2 times you did it weren't like this time because now you have expectation.
Well, and you needed a touchdown, which
Correct.
is very, very different than needing to go down and get a field goal like the Cleveland drive.
Right, but that wasn't playoffs.
No, correct.
I'm talking about his 2 previous playoff wins, which last year Seattle was a little bit of a shootout. You led early in the third quarter, and that was it. Dallas was a grinder game, and you scored in the first play of the fourth quarter, and you never looked back. Now here you are. You haven't played well, Brock. 6 minutes left, and you've got the ball back, and you need 6. Here we go. 6 to go. You need 6, and you haven't been great, and you don't have Debo. Good luck.
Right.
And he did it.
And he did it.
They did it.
And yes, they did.
Yep.
And so that is fantastic. I do want to draw a line, though, between the 2 things that I hear people say. You said I'm here for a close game, a stressful game. And yes, that was that. But I think there's 2 kinds of stressful close games. Even if we go back to last Friday and we think about what does that mean to you? Well, you remember Larry came on with us. He's like, it's going to be close.
He said 24-21.
He said 24-17 or 24-13. Remember I told him?
I thought he said 24-21.
No, he goes 17 or 13 because remember I go, do you realize how different those 2 scores are because of the spread? But anyway, he was pretty spot on. But when you think about that in your mind, that meant to us, the 49ers won't be able to shake the Packers, and it'll be a little bit uncomfortable at times. That's not what this was. That's not what this was at all. It wasn't close and stressful. I would like to use a different sentence. It felt the whole time like they were going to lose. And I explained this to everybody in the group we were watching the game with over at the lovely Christie's house. I looked at them because everyone kept looking at my face. In every commercial break, they're like, dude, are you all right? I'm like, I'm not all right. I'm not all right. And they're like, okay, a lot of 49er fans in the room. And I'm like, this is 2 things at the same time. Y'all got to understand this. And I'll be a little open with our audience here. There's the fandom but I'm an adult. I can get over that.
Sure.
Like, if my football team loses, I'm not going to let it crater my life. But this is two things at once. If the Niners lose that football game, it is a professional disaster for us.
We talked about it.
It's a professional disaster. We would come back here today. Everyone would be livid. Farhan ain't done crap. Warriors haven't played in a week and a half. And the Niners would be done. And we'd be sitting here trying to figure out if you've got your quarterback or not. And I'm like, that just sounds really unpleasant. Really freaking unpleasant.
Yeah.
So this look on my face that you all are seeing, this is not about, oh, poor 49er fan who's not going to win the Super Bowl again. No. I'm like, do you realize what's on the line here? And that's what I think of them too. You think of the players, the coaching staff.
Yeah.
How many near misses can you have? And so you said this last week. If this team loses to Baltimore in the Super Bowl, it would be completely disappointing, but it's a very different vibe to walk out of than being a first-round 1 seed out as a 10-point favorite.
To the 7.
That would have been a disaster, and it felt for 3 full hours like it was going to happen.
I didn't really have that same feeling the whole way through because they were up at the half, and even though they didn't get the 3 at the half, you're still up 7-6, and you're getting the ball to start the third quarter. When they go 3 and out, and then Green Bay comes down and scores, that's when I thought, oh, God.
Yep.
Because Kyle Shanahan and his beloved blueprint, we score before the half, we score out of the half. Well, blocked field goal, and then you get Bupkis coming out and a 3 and out, and then they march down, and they go all the way down the field on you again, and now you're down. Now you're down 14-7. That's when I thought, oh, geez. Even though they come back and they score their touchdown and it's even up and the Packers score and you're thinking, okay, shootout. But then there weren't any more points for quite some time other than, and give credit to Jake Moody for a huge 52-yard field goal in the driving range.
Which felt disappointing in the moment because you're down by a touchdown and you're like, we don't want to be down by 4, but you're absolutely right. We went into this thing worried about Moody, and I will say it's a good thing that first one was blocked because probably was going to miss anyway.
You think so?
He pulled it.
It was going left.
He pulled it. He pulled it. He definitely pulled it. It might have tucked inside the left upright.
I don't know what the break was like on that thing.
Yeah, gosh.
If it was my drive off the tee, that thing's down the middle.
Dude,
he started that pretty far left.
He started it pretty far left. He kicked it where Tyler Bass needed to kick it.
Oh, boy.
I know. Like sometimes,
bad weekend for kickers.
Sometimes in sports, you look at it and you're like, I'm not a fan of this team. Like, we laugh at each other's pain. That's part of sports. I felt bad. Wide right? Are you kidding me? Tyler, if you're going to miss that one, yank it left.
Sure.
Don't go wide right.
I'm with you.
Those 2 words are in the nightmares of Bills fans.
I was having dinner with the father-in-law and the mother-in-law. They came over for carnitas, and we're watching the game. And,
sounds delicious.
Dinner was served with about 8 minutes to go, and normally we go no TV during dinner, but, playoff football, so we muted it, of course, appropriately. We're still watching it. It's on mute.
I don't know how you do what you do.
Well,
I've
got a baby, and I've got in-laws, and there's a certain, for me, amount of decorum. I'm not going to... It's either pause it and we watch it 20 minutes later, or we're going to watch it on mute. I'm not going to blare the audio.
I get your decorum, and you don't need to blare the audio. Listen,
we had to mute it.
I met Supper. I've never met her parents. If I were in a room with them, I would say, would you 3 potentially be open? Just would you be open to the idea that this is this man's job?
Of course.
Okay.
But do I need the audio in order to watch every play and see what happens?
How can you get mad at Greg Olsen if you can't hear the audio?
Well, that was the earlier game, so I got my Greg Olsen fix, right. And I love Greg Olsen. Yeah. I thought he did a great job. And then
that was a good game for him.
We're watching Buffalo get down to the point where they're going to kick a field goal, and the father-in-law, he better make it. And I'm like, I know it, sir?
He's not going to make it.
Well, if he misses it, now we've got ghosts of Scott Norwood, and he missed it. And like you said, wide right. What a game, though. That game was amazing.
It was incredible.
And we could talk about the touchback rule. I know you and I have different thoughts about And I haven't even heard your thought. I heard the guys after you last night on Fox talking about your thoughts, and I heard them, and I'm like, oh, I think that Mark and I have a difference of opinion. And I have a difference of opinion than almost everyone.
For sure we do. I don't even have the exact solution. I just know that rule, that's stupid. It's so punitive, and it does not make any sense. Like, I'm right here, I fumble the ball, and then it goes 2 inches forward, and now the other team has the ball at the 20-yard line.
Yeah.
Like that's way too punitive. It didn't end up mattering. The Chiefs won the game.
Wow, yeah.
But man, if the Bills had won that football game, that's all America would be talking about today. And the NFL is going to change that rule.
I wonder what they're going to change it to.
Yeah, I do too.
Because to me, it's a further softening of America, not only football, but all of America. Here's an idea. Don't fumble the ball near the end zone. I mean, is it that hard?
Yes.
Hold the football.
Like, football's hard.
Hold the football, Mecole Hardman.
Football is
Here's an
hard.
idea. Don't cough it up at the 2.
Don't do that.
No, I just did.
No, people fumble the ball.
Yeah.
Like, that's part of the deal.
If you fumble it at the 2, then that's what happens.
But all anyone's saying is let the punishment fit the crime. And no one's saying it's not a crime. But let the punishment fit the crime. That's too big of a punishment.
What are you going to give the defense the ball at the 1?
Maybe. That's one idea.
Just give it to him at the 20.
No.
You coughed it. You know what? Give it to him at the 50.
Well, you lose.
That's really punitive.
They're gonna change it.
We'll see.
No,
we'll see.
Yeah, that was the talk last night.
Yeah.
A lot of the NFL media saying there is plenty of momentum behind changing that rule. But Josh Allen needed that game. He didn't get it, and Josh Allen is right now on a one-way trip to Patrick Ewingville. Like he's got Michael Jordan in his way. He's a great player. And we'll find out next week if Lamar Jackson is Reggie Miller. And he just can't get over on the great one.
Ewing missed that layup.
The layup.
Ewing.
God.